In this video, we are going to discuss about relational database. Before starting relational database, let's discuss about the database system. A database system is basically a computer-based record-keeping system. The collection of data, usually referred to as the database, contains information about one particular enterprise. It maintains any information that may be necessary to the decision-making process involved in the management of that particular organization. A database may be defined as a collection of interrelated data stored together to serve multiple applications. A database is an organized collection of structured information or data typically stored electronically in a computer system. A database is usually controlled by Database Management System, in short DBMS. A database is a collection of information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. The computer database typically contains aggregations of data records or files, contain information about sales, transactions, or interactions with specific customers. The purpose of DBMS is very important. DBMS are designed to manage large bodies of information. Management of data involves both defining structures of storage of information and providing mechanisms for manipulation of information. In addition, the database system must ensure the safety of information stored despite system crashes or attempts and unauthorized access. A database management system (DBMS) is a system software for creating and managing database. A DBMS makes it possible for end user to create, read, update, and delete data in a database. The most prevalent type of data management platform, the DBMS essentially serves as an interface between database and end users or application programs, ensuring that data is consistently organized and remain easily accessible. Data redundancy, duplication of data. Redundancy means duplicacy. If the data is available in a redundant form, there may be a lot of problem. Data redundancy occurs when the same piece of data is stored in two or more separate places, and it is common occurrence in many businesses. As more companies are moving away from shared data to using a central repository to store information, that are finding that their database is filled with inconsistent duplicates of the same entry. Although it can be challenging and reconcile or even benefit from duplicate data entries, understanding how to reduce and track data redundancy efficiently can help migrate long-term inconsistency issues for your business. So redundancy creates a lot of problem, and that can be solved by different methods. Let's try to understand relational database model. A relational database model is a type of database that stores and provides access to the data points that are related to one another. Relational databases are based on relational models. The intuitive, straightforward way of representing the data in table in a relation database, each row in the table is a record with a unique ID called the key. The columns of the table holds attribute of the data, and each record usually have values for each attribute making it easy to establish the relationship among data points. There are a lot of benefits of relational database. The simple yet powerful relational model is used by organizations of all types and size for a broad variety of information needs. Relational databases are used to track inventories, process e-commerce transaction, manage huge amount of mission critical customer information and much more. A relational database can be considered for any information need in which data points related to each other and must be managed in a secure, rule-based, inconsistent way. Here you can see a relation or table. So table contains rows and columns, primary keys. There are various characteristics of a table. It can have 0 or more rows, 1 or more columns. Primary key is 1 or more column in combination. We will discuss several components of table. A table have various rows and columns. The rows in a table are known as TUPPLES and columns in a table are known as attributes. Every column in a table has column name and rows and columns together form tables. A particular row represents a unique record, and to represent any record uniquely we need a primary key field. The key field have all the values different in different rows. Let's discuss tuples and attributes. Tuples are the rows in a table and attributes are the columns in a table. Every table has a set of attributes and the name of the attribute for different columns may be different, and these different attributes together form a schema. Like here you can see the column name, student ID, name, phone number and date of birth. All four of them are of different type and altogether representing a schema of a table. Now we will start with the terminology of relation. Various terms are used. Let's know them in detail. First of all, we'll take tuple. Tuple is a single row of a table which contains a single record. For that, the relation is called a tuple. Attribute, as I have already told, the column of a table is generally referred as attribute. Degree. The degree of relation or a table is the number of attributes in its header, or other words, the number of columns. It is also used for tuples records, in which case it refers to the number of fields. Cardinality. The number of tuples or rows in a table is known as cardinality. So in the figure you can see that here 4 tuples are there: Matt, Troy, Sean and Christy. These are the different names in different tuples, but the first red one we will not consider it as tuple. And cardinality is the number of columns or attributes in a table. Like there are 4 columns, of one of student ID, another name, then phone, then date of birth. Let's discuss about the domain. An SQL domain is a user-defined name set of values. When you declare columns in an SQL table or parameters for a stored procedure, you can use the domain instead of a built-in SQL data type, and then that column or parameter is constrained to values that satisfy the domain. Like in a class, if there are 55 students and we are making a table which has value of topper students, roll number, name, class and section. Then all the roll number in the table taken for the topper student will be taken from 1 to 55. So 1 to 55 is a set of value or domain from where the values of topper's roll number is taken. A domain, you can say, is a pool of values from which the actual values appearing in given column are drawn. Domain, here you can easily see agent code is suppose available from A001 to A0010, but in the table we have taken A007, 5, A001, A003 and A008. Few values of the agent code we have taken, but the total combination of the agent code is from A001 to A0010. So A001 to A0010 is domain out of which the values in the column agent code is taken. Now we will discuss in detail keys in database. There are different keys or columns in a table. Keys are very important part of relational database model. They are used to establish and identify relationship between tables and also to uniquely identify any record or row of data inside a table. A key can be a single attribute or column or a group of attributes where the combination may act as a key. In this table, in example, you can see there are different attributes: student ID, name, age, phone. Out of that, primary key we will discuss. Primary key is a candidate key that is most appropriate to become the main key for any table. It is a key that can uniquely identify each record in a table. So here primary key is student ID, which will be different for all different students in this given table. Another type of key to discuss is composite key. In the table you can see here student ID and subject ID together forming composite key. The key that consists of two or more attributes that uniquely identify any record in a table is called composite key. But the attributes which together form the composite key are not a key independently or individually. So the composite key may be formed by combination of two or more attributes to uniquely identify any record in a table. Secondary key or alternate key are those candidate key which are not selected as a primary key, are known as secondary key or alternate key, and they have the features to be a primary key. Candidate key: the minimal set of attributes which can uniquely identify a tuple is known as candidate key. For example, student number. In student relation, the value of the candidate key is unique and not null for every tuple. For example, student number, course number is a composite candidate key for relational student course. So here in the figure you can see student ID is a primary key. Other keys which can be primary key like roll number or email ID, and the key which is selected as primary key, other keys are the candidate key which may be primary key is alternate key. So in brief, from set of candidate keys, if one key is selected as primary key, remaining key may be alternate key, and alternate key also have the features to become a primary key. Definition of the alternate key. Alternate key is a column or group of columns in a table that uniquely identify every row in that table. A table have multiple choice for a primary key, but only one can be set as the primary key. All the keys which are not primary key are called alternate key. Now let's discuss foreign key. A foreign key is a field or collection of fields in one table that refers to the primary key in another table. The table containing the foreign key is called the child table, and the table containing the candidate key is called the referenced or parent table. In the figure you can see student details and student marks are two different tables. ID is primary key in the first table, student details, and it is also available in student mark table as a column. So in student mark it is treated as a foreign key. So the keys which are common in both the table and in one table, if it is treated as primary key, and another table it will be a foreign key, and it is used to connect two different tables in a relation. Now see referential integrity. Referential integrity is a property of data stating that all its references are valid in the context of a relational database. It requires that if a value of one attribute of a relation references value of another attribute, then the reference value must exist. It is a system of rules that a database management system uses to ensure that relationship between the records in a related table are valid and that users don't accidentally delete or change the related data. Here are different key features of MySQL. Speed of MySQL, it is very widely used, it is cheaper in cost, it supports query language, it's portable, it supports different data types, it is highly secure, it is scalable, and connectivity, localization, client and tools are widely available in MySQL. Processing capability of MySQL has DDL data definition language, DML interactive data manipulation language, embedded data manipulation language. It helps to view various definitions, it has authorization check, it has integrity test, and transaction control is also available in SQL. There are different types of command you can see here available in SQL. DDL command, which is used to create a table, drop a table, alter or truncate a table. Another type of command, data manipulation language, is used to insert, update or delete the data in a table. DCL command is used to grant or revoke any lock on the different tables or transaction. For transaction control, there is another language, TCL, transaction control language. It is used for different commands like commit, rollback, save point. DDL, data definition language, actually consists of the SQL command that can be used to define a database schema or table. It simply deals with the description of database schema and is used to create and modify the structure of database object in the database. Here are some commands that come under data definition language DDL, like create, alter, drop and truncate. These all are used for tables in the database. Data manipulation language. DML in short, name of the data manipulation language which deals with the data manipulation and includes most common SQL statements such as select, insert, update, delete, etc. And it is used to store, modify, retrieve, delete and update the data in database. Here are some commands: insert, update and delete. These are performed on the data in the table. Difference between the DDL and DML command. DDL stands for data definition language, DML stands for data manipulation language. DDL is used to create database schema and can be used to define some constants as well, while DML is used to add, retrieve or update the data. DDL basically defines the column attributes of the table. DML add or update the row of the table. These rows in the table are called tuples. DDL does not have any further classification, while DML further classified into procedural, non-procedural data manipulation language. DDL basic commands are create, drop, rename, alter, while DML basic commands are insert, update, etc. Another type of language is data control language. It is used to grant and take back authority of any database user. Here are some commands that come under data control language: grant and revoke. Grant is used to give access privilege to a database. Example: grant select update on my table to some user, another use. The revoke is used to take back permission from the user. Example: revoke select update on my table from user 1, user 2. TCL transaction control language command can only use with DML command like insert, delete, update only. These operations are automatically committed in the database, that's why they cannot be used while creating the tables or dropping them. Here are some commands that come under transaction control: commit, rollback, save point. Commit command is used to save all the transactions to the database. Example: syntax of the commit command is COMMIT. Example: delete from customer where age equal to 25. Commit. Rollback command is used to undo the transactions that have not already been saved in the database. Syntax: rollback. Example: delete from customer where age equal to 25, rollback. So this command will be rollback and the previous state of the DBMS will be restored. Save point is used to roll the transaction back to a certain point without rolling back the entire transaction. So for that we have to create save point. Save point underscore name is the name of save point which is created here. Hope you enjoy learning about the relational database. In the next video we will be learning about the various commands used in the database. Keep on watching, keep on learning. Thank you.